Joining us for this edition of the Tackle. It is the 14th of September 2021, tarehe 14 mwezi wa 9 mwaka 2021. Natumai kwamba uko salama, umeamka vizuri. Kama unakimbia ofisini, natumai kwamba tayari ushafika kazini. Kama ni mtu wa jua kali kama mimi, ya kwamba ushafika kwenye vibandani ama kwenye maduka ili uweze kutafuta riziki ya siku. It's another Tuesday State of the Nation edition of the 14th of September 2021 and it begins now. Tuko na mheshimiwa Irungu Nyakera. Na Irungu Nyakera, kijana ana bahati sana. Kwa miaka 30 alikuwa ako ndani ya serikali. Mimi nafikisha 60 na hata ile serikali nimeona ni police station. Alright, a very good morning to you. The State of the Nation of 14 September 2021. Tafadhali karibuni. I request that when you join in as usual, please like. When you like, you get to know that you're watching us, and after you like, please share. When you share, you give someone else an opportunity to watch the broadcast. This is a Tackle and it begins now. Kama uko na swali yote kwa mheshimiwa Irungu Nyakera, tafadhali nitumie pale kwenye comment section ili niweze kuzungumzia na yeye. Lakini kama kawaida, kabla tuanze kazi lazima tuende mbele za Mungu tuombe, alafu tukirudi basi na kuja kuwapa salamu zenu. Naona maamka kweli kwa wengi. Haya, mighty Father, we come before you this morning. We worship you, God, for your name. Thank you for another opportunity to be alive this morning. We thank you for this conversation that we are about to have. Even the tacklers that are joining in this morning, may meet them at the point of individual needs. As we start off with us, when we finish, glory and honor shall come back to your name. For we pray, trusting and believing. Amen and amen. Haya, asante. Mheshimiwa, nasikia simu yako ni kama inaitana mahali kidogo. Sijui kama ni yako.
Napenda
kuitana sana. Munga alita continue. And some morning team Tackle tuning in from Coventry, United Kingdom. Good to be part of this morning State of the Nation edition. Asante sana ndugu yangu all day from Coventry, United Kingdom. Karoki wa Masi live from County 047. Good to see you. Mzee mwenyewe Paul Bitoka anasema good morning. The Tackle and Tacklers watching from Merewet Village, Eldoret. Asante sana, good morning. Kipkorir Matthew from Marakwet West. Asante. Zakaria Zaki morning watching from London, UK. Good to see all the guys from London as well. It's a pleasure to have you this morning. Everjep Kema sasa mimi nataka tu recharge, si unitumie. Haya, utaona tukikunywa basi alafu uende utafuta pale kwenye madukani. Ni recharge by Peptag, recharge by Sofa Peptag. Dawa safi, dawa maridadi zaidi. 100% natural. Hata nimepea mheshimiwa hapa natuambia na test namna gani. Caleb Tanui anasema hello team Tackle, getting you loud and clear from Eldoret. Asante sana. Selector Richie watching you live from Samburu County, Baragoi area. Ben KE anasema locked from Westi. Good morning Bito, good morning to you my brother. Kokoib Lomeri and some morning watching live from Marakwet. Great work Bito, asante sana ndugu yangu. John Diki Wanaina, good morning all, good morning to you. Governor Nick Cheria tuned in from Ethiopia. How is Kenya? Kenya is like this. Politics is the basic need in Kenya anyway. Aya, hii ni hali ya nchi yetu nzuri. Kipto Emmanuel anasema good morning from KE Finance. Dr. Patrick Mutai, good morning to you Daktari. Mose Katel anasema locked in. Kibruta Franklin, good morning, tuned in from Kericho. Ingwe Songa Emmanuel Amin Sango Malakisi, good morning to my brother. Millicent Tirop, good morning team live from Sydney, Australia. Good to see you Millicent, you never sleep, asante sana. Abdi Satir Warsame, good morning from Sweden. Good to see all the guys from Sweden as well. Arenur Karo tuning in from Sukela Sunki, good to see you. Eli Ketera I'm watching live from Doha, Qatar. Salimia mheshimiwa, umesalimiwa sana. Eva sema usikue nikula kwa macho. Haya, kwa sasa inabidi umekula kwa macho hadi ufika kwenye supermarket. Haya, tulipe madeni kidogo. Kwa pesa tutaanza na watu wa Maridadi Motors inakupa nafasi ya kuweza kuleta gari ama kuagiza gari. You can import directly with Maridadi and you get to save up to 300,000 Kenyan shillings when you import with Maridadi Motors. When you import Maridadi Motors, you can save up 300,000 Kenyan shillings. You never get such a deal anywhere else. Maridadi Motors also gives you an opportunity to invest your money. Kama uko na pesa ambayo inalala mahali kama mheshimiwa, you can invest the money, then you get one up to 15% returns on investment. That is the first model. That is when you invest money in Maridadi Motors import to sell model. So what they do is they import the car under your name and they get to sell it on your behalf and you get one profits of up to 15% returns on your investment. Maridadi Motors as well gives you an opportunity to save on two models. One, if you want to get an asset or you want to buy a car, you can save for 50% on the value of the vehicle. Then you get the vehicle. It's imported on your name. Una import your vehicle gari alafu unaendesha pole pole ukiweza kulipa hiyo nyingine. Another option again, if you want to save in the circle for investment purposes, you get to save the money and you also get up to 15% returns on the money that you save in. Maridadi Driving Academy as well gives you an opportunity to be a driver Maridadi. Kama unataka Maridadi driver Maridadi sawa zaidi, that's the only place that you can go. That is Maridadi Motors. Maridadi Motors gives you an opportunity to import your car directly, direct import. And we talked about it last week on why you should import directly. When you import directly, you get to cut on your cost. Ama unaweza kupunguza wale watu ambao wanaitwa middlemen, boroka, kila mtu broka na kelea yake. But when you import with Maridadi Motors, you get to save up to 300,000 Kenyan shillings when you import directly. Ama unapata nafasi pia kuweza kuweka hela zako. If you want to invest money, you can put it in there and you get 1 up to 15% returns on the money that you invest. And lastly, Maridadi Motors Sacco gives you an opportunity to save for an asset or to save as an investment. Watu wangu pia wa kuwezeka nyumba, that is Rexa Roofing. Rexa Roofing nakupa nafasi ya kuweza kuweka nyumba yako ikuwa safi zaidi. When you roof with Rexa Roofing, quality roofing shingles or stone coated tiles from Rexa Roofing, and also water harvesting, UPVC water harvesting gutters. Why shingles? We've said it. Shingles, I mean, I guarantee you 50 years. One thing I can know for sure is you'll not be here in the next 50 years, but your roof will be there if you roof with Rexa Roofing products. Rexa Roofing gives you the roofing systems that you need to ensure that you have a beautiful roof that outlasts you. Yes, na nyumba inaishi kuliko mwenyewe. So when you roof with Rexa Roofing, you are guaranteed that for 50 years you'll not be able to change your roof. And also if you're harvesting water, you don't need to pay a lot of bills. For water, you can harvest your own water. Nairobi kuna nyeshanga kila siku. Weka water harvesting gutters, you get to harvest safe water for your consumption. Watu wa airtime, Swift airtime KE. Kama unataka kuweka airtime yako, enda pale kwa Bay Bill, and business number 325325. Nambari yako ya simu ndio account number yako. Unaweka pale, alafu basi unaweza kupata discount up to 5% ukinunua airtime. Watu wa mzigo pia, you want to send anything within Nairobi, Zigo makes it happen for you. Alafu recharge. Sio kama umerecharge mheshimiwa. Tingiza kwanza because it's natural. You know, we are shaking because it's natural. Since I discovered this thing, I don't take energy drinks anymore. Because this is my plug. It ensures that I'm energized the whole day. And this is Recharge Dawa by Peptang, 100% natural. Wellness beverage, ginger, lemon and honey, 100%. Unaisikia namna gani? Dawa maridadi zaidi.
Sawa.
Iko sawa kabisa.
Wow.
Yeah, so it ensures that you're energized during the day, throughout the day. It keeps you healthy. This is Recharge Dawa by Peptang. And other products as well that comes in. This is Mango Juice by Peptang. So, pia ni mango juice safi sana. Lakini mambo ndi hivyo alivyo. Haya, more products ulivyo tushokezea, lakini kimbia pale kwenye supermarket, angalia all the products from Peptang. Able to find the best way. If you feel every time unasikia mwili yako mbovu kidogo, basi kunywa Recharge Dawa by Peptang.
Iko sawa.
Good morning.
Morning.
Unasikia namna gani?
Poa kabisa.
Hiyo dawa unasikiaje?
Na dawa iko poa. Hii nitatafuta after
100% natural. Unasikia taste ya lemon? Taste ya ginger? Asali unasikia pale?
Honey kwa umbali.
Unasikia ka asali pale. Natural honey. Sisi tunaweka sukari. Basi ndio dawa safi zaidi by House of Peptang. Haya, salimia wangwana.
No, asante. Iko mali penye nimesikia umeongea sijaitikiana na hapo. Unajua umesema in 50 years hatutakuwa huku. So sijui unaongelesha nani? My youth.
Si tutakuwa lakini kuna majamaa wanajenga ni kama kidogo kutakuwa na kizungumkuti. But anyway, 100 hata siku 100 siku unajua miaka hata 100 ambayo inakuja, you never know, we could be, we could not be. Tunaweza kuwa, lakini I can guarantee you the roof will still be there with you.
No, true.
You will be here in the next 50 years, we'll still have the roof with us.
Yeah, so this billionaire America Jeff Bezos is investing in a lab za ku anti-aging. So watu wataacha kuzeeka. So tunaingojea.
Wewe utake kuzeeka bwana?
Nataka kufikisha ile 89 si mbaya. You know
50. Unataka kufikisha
89 iko sawa.
Alright, good to see you finally. It's been long bana. We've been hunting each other.
No, true.
Wewe unapotea kidogo. Nilisikia ulikuwa unapigania watu wa chai na kahawa.
Yes.
Uko kichakane. Sijui kuliandaje pale.
No, hizo tumekuwa tukipigana. Actually imeenda sawa sana. So actually tulikuwa tunamaliza report.
Okay.
Ya majani chai. On Saturday. Last week hii Saturday imepita. So that's why last week yote nilikuwa nimepotea kabisa.
Amazing in action.
Tukitoka mkutano hapa nakutana na committee ile ya kahawa. So ile ilitengenezwa task force. Chairman na watu wake tuongelee the reforms venye sasa za kahawa pia zinaenda. So that pia hiyo sasa ianze kusukumwa. Hiyo mwaka tulisema ni mwaka wa kulima.
And I've seen it. And quite interestingly, I saw, I mean, this is something that you started even way before the task force was formed. And I would wonder, what has been your interest in tea farmers and coffee farmers that you decided that you're going to take it as a personal battle?
Yeah. You see, first me, I grew up in tea. Kule kwetu kule Murang'A. Okay. Wakulima wa majani chai. So I could see back then, tulikuwa by the time December inafika watu wanalipo bonus, there was a lot of money flowing in the villages. Actually, you know, during that period iko watu walikuwa natoka kule Kisii wale wa ile jenda ingine wanakuja wana rent kanyumba huko kwa village na wanakaa mpaka bonus inaisha.
Wachuuzi wazee wanarudi na mikono tu nyumbani.
Wazee ina miminyo polepole, si yote pamoja at once kama hapa Nairobi. So nasikia wakaa huko mwezi mzima.
Aliza wafulizi yote mara moja.
Sasa huku so with time unaona that's no longer the case. Siku hizi hata watu bonus ikifika wakilipwa ni kama hata wajalipwa. Watu wanalipwa alafu wanarudi kupanga mstari kule kwa bank kukopa already hata za kukula Christmas. Yeah, so ndio sasa tukaanza kuangalia the numbers na tumezi analyze sana over the last few years and every year has just been coming down. And the issue is when it's a cash crop ikiendelea kuja chini, at the end of the day wakulima watasema my land I can use it for something more productive. And nationally is actually a very good earner. Is the third largest earner ya forex kwa hii nchi. Yeah, and also when you have a cash crop it can give you a sustainable revenue stream. It might not be the only income that you receive as a family unit, but it becomes sustainable. So that hata uko na ng'ombe, uko na maziwa yako, uko na kashamba kidogo pia umepanda avocado, umefanya vitu zingine, so you'll still earn money from other things, but a sustainable permanent cash flow from a cash crop is always very good. So because of that, nakumbuka wakulima came to me back in 2018 na wakaniambia niwasaidie because they needed a voice. Hakuwa na voice. And that's when I called quite a number of them, tukakaa chini and I just wanted to understand where is the issue. Pesa inapotelea nani? Wapi? Wezi wako wapi? This middlemen umesema. And from there we identified what exactly the reform process needs to be. But I remember there is one mzee mwenye tulisimama wenuloita akasimama akasema hii safari ni ngumu sana. Aliniambia hii safari ni ngumu sana.
Tumejaribu.
Wamejaribu, wameitwa, wamepangwa, and every time someone comes in to take the course, after some time, after amemobilize watu kabisa, there is always anakujanga anaonwa, anapatiwa chenye anapatiwa, then unaona ameondokea. So kaniuliza, are you sure you're not just planning to do the same? Nikamwambia, to be honest, hii pesa nasikia watu wakipewa hata mimi naweza kutaka hiyo pesa. But I will be happiest when I hear the 650,000 farmers saying that they are feeling their pockets are heavier and that their sweat is being paid for. And that's why we started that journey. Hiyo safari tumepigana kwa social media, tumepigana kwa makotini, tumepigana grassroots, all the way to State House, to the ministry. So where we are has been as a result of all that fight. Things changed. As I tumeona even farmers have been given fertilizer which they walikuwa wameacha kupewa. Government for the first time imepeana 1 billion subsidy kwa fertilizer ya wakulima. Farmers wameongezwa shilingi 5 per month from what they used to be paid from their 16 shillings to the 21 shillings. Price of tea now has gone up. Higher, I think 2-year high already. Tukikuja hii maneno ya factory, farmers were able to now elect their own directors on a one man one vote as we had wanted. So the reforms are actually zinakuja na zijaishi hapo. When we launch officially the task force report yenye tumeshamalizia, you will see all the things that we've raised because we looked at all the way from farm to factory to auction to trade to industry initiatives, all the different interventions zenye tunahitaji so that actually the farmers start earning more.
And the question is, so, I mean, these are issues that has been there. Like you're saying, mzee alikuwa anakuambia mambo ni ngumu. And they're saying it's ngumu because they have tried it. I mean, we've had this, even where I come from, even having conversation around maize and wheat and, the returns of farmers on the investment. And this conversation never seems to move or to go away. What would you really say is the issue? Because even the government keeps talking about it. In manifestos, we see green things on the manifesto, very beautiful pictures, we'll fix agriculture, we'll empower the farmer. But this conversation never seems, to get back and give value to the farmer. In your own experience, you've been in government as a technology, you've been here now as a tea activist, for lack of a better word, tea and coffee activist. Where do you think is the problem? Where is it that the gears don't move?
In this world, as someone said, nothing just happens. There has to be a mover. There has to be someone when you're very passionate about something, and on a daily basis akiamka, akilala, anatafuta change. How do we bring change in this? And yeye ndiye anatafuta all the stakeholders. Yeye ndiye anatafuta minister, yeye ndiye anatafuta president, yeye ndiye anatafuta lawyers. Sabu, we had to do a lot of that. We had to spend our own money going to court, being taken to court, bringing together farmers. Yeah. So that's what lacks. It lacks people who are willing to do whatever it takes to see that the farmer benefits. Yeah. And that's all we need. We just need, and Nasemanga, the change can be brought, and is always brought by a very small group of believers who are willing to do whatever it takes for that change to happen. So those are the groups that we are lacking. And that's what we need to inspire all around us to start looking at what is it that they can touch and make a difference in other people's lives.
All right. So you feel during this time that you guys have been agitating for changes, there is much more progress that you've done? Is the farmer more secure as we move forward?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Not only is secured today, but hopeful for tomorrow. Because the reform agenda, which has not completely taken root, is about the tomorrow. Tulikutana with some buyers, actually the top buyers, as I was meeting the stakeholders in Mombasa. And the buyers wakasema, actually, according to them, they had already started looking for new markets. Walikuwa najua, within the next 5 years, tea sector in Kenya will be dead. Yeah. So they had already started looking for the new places where they'll be buying tea from. Walkomeshona ya Kenya imeenda. Yeah. So that's why now we are saying, actually now there's a future and a hope that has been brought about by the interventions that we've brought in. There has been political goodwill. That I can assure you. Without political goodwill, we would not have gone anywhere. The president and the CS, Munya, have fully supported us. And you see, even political goodwill comes after you've already made the first few steps. You see, President did not come to us. We are the ones who went to him. Sisi ndio tumekimbizana na tunamwambia tuko na plan. Tuko na plan. Na plan ni kusupport agenda yako, na plan ni kusupport wakulima. We made enough noise mpaka ikamfikia, and from there akatushikilia tukaanza hiyo safari. And that's why we are where we are. And why for me I talk about the tea, I say when I talk about the tea, siongei about majani, naongea about wakulima. Sababu the reforms sasa tunaona hata task force imetengenezwa ya kahawa na ya sugarcane zimetokana na reforms za majani chai. So as long as one wheel starts to move, one cog, you find that
the rest start to move as well.
The rest have to move because mkulima wa kahawa sasa atauliza, mmesaidia wa majani, mbona sio sisi? Mbona sio sisi? Pareto pia utaona wanini wa sukari. So eventually this has been about the farmers. Yes.
Okay. So in the interest of farmers and also sons and daughters of farmers who are watching us this morning, what are some of the changes that you have ratified as a task force?
The changes, actually, we've done quite a bit, and we are looking at all the way from the farm, all the way to the auction. So if you look at the farm level, the highest costs is actually labor and inputs. So one of the proposals is actually on having the subsidy, a permanent subsidy on fertilizer. And that is money that is going to come out of the stabilization fund. The second is also on the plucking, the pruning, which are labor intensive. We want to introduce the laborers to use machinery. So machinery is actually going to be cheaper for the farmer, but also the laborers will make more money. When we move to the buying centers, farmers are robbed by the clerks and all those other people there. You find you're weighing your tea, unaambiwa hii ni kilo 6, 10 ni kilo 10. Yeah. So coming up with tamper-proof skills is a requirement. Ukienda kule kwa factory, there's a lot of money that is wasted from too many people working there. So there's need to automate. Yeah, there's need to come up with a new systems of even leaf collection to ensure wakulima are not staying kingoja kumajani yao ichukuliwe saa 6 saa 7 za usiku. Yeah, to ensure that the factory logistics system has been done. When you go all the way to the auction, the auction has not been fully does not have a mechanism for full price discovery. That is what we have employed. Kumewekwa minimum price for majani yetu, so that it was a race to the bottom. Every day mlikuwa mnaenda mnapata majani inaendelea tu chini. Now there is a minimum price imewekwa, and actually sahi all the teas are selling at a premium to the minimum price. Yeah, so that is already then the new markets. We've listed all the countries zenye ziko na tariffs and taxes on Kenyan teas, and we've tasked the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade kushikana to see how to remove those tariff barriers and a lot of things, because what we need is to have value-added tea. The Tea Act has moved. Currently, Kenya, we only produce 2% of our tea is value-added. Now we are moving it to 40%. But the 40% we need it to be done at the factory. So because once it's done at the factory, that value increase goes to the farmer because it's still within the value chain. So those are just some of the things. Then finally, the second output has been what we've been saying, the guaranteed minimum return. We've built a very strong mechanism. I had sent my team to Ghana to go look at the guaranteed minimum return that is done under cocoa board for their cocoa. And we've come and we've built something almost similar. We've looked at what has been done in Chile. We've looked at what has been done in India on tea. And so that we've built something that we believe now, despite the oscillation in prices, there is a minimum price that the farmer will be getting. Okay, it will take us about 2-3 years for that the fund to be fully formed and the money needs there to have be accumulated enough. But it's a solid structure, and that's, we believe, we'll also be transferring it to the coffee, to the sugar, because those are some of the things that are going to be built in the coffee and sugar task forces as well.
Okay. All right. That is the state of the farmer. Before we turn, what do you think is the state of the nation?
The state of the nation, I think, is just there.
Tuko tu.
Naangalia huku hata sijui kwenye tuko tu.
Tuko tu. Recharge kwanza, kwa sababu ni kama I think you need to recharge. Tuko tu. Tunaenda mbele, tunarudi nyuma, ama tunayumba yumba.
Hata mtu ajui.
Uchumi for the first year, as I saw the report the other day, is that for the first time we are engaging the reverse gear in the economy, for the first time in 29 years. What do you think then is the state of the economy?
Actually, that didn't come as a surprise, of course, because of the current situation. So a contraction I saw of 0.3% is acceptable under the current circumstances. Yeah, and I think comparing us to I was also looking at the peer countries, and we've done well. But actually, we've done well because Kenyans, as Michael Joseph said, we are a peculiar lot, and we succeed because we work hard. Yeah, it's never chance. It's never luck. Actually, Kenyans work very hard. Yeah, I feel there's probably more that could have been done, especially to cushion the small businesses, to cushion the people who depend on certain labors. You see, like the hotels, that sector completely died. there were promises, wanaambiwa mtapatiwa 2 billion, mtapatiwa 3 billion cushion.
Actually Intercontinental is auctioning.
Yes, Intercontinental is auctioning. Yeah, I saw you on your page. There was all the money that was given to hotels. I understand it was all taken to hotels in Mombasa. Yeah. And so if actually tourism is national, hata hii ya Nairobi, kale kadogo kanini
hata mimi niko na kibanda ya chai.
Hiyo kibanda should have been supported because you employ people. Yeah. So when that support is not there, then you feel people feel that the interventions government promised or proposed didn't really come out to support the mwananchi. So I think there is a lot that could have been done. I felt we engaged the political gear too early, such that the economy was just was always a second or third priority
on the list.
Yeah. So but here we are.
Tushafika hapa. Sasa ni mambo ya uchumi. So now that they say the buck starts and stops with leadership.
Yes.
What then do you think is the state of our administration in terms of thinking about what Kenyans really want at this point? Do you think our leadership has really prioritized what's important for Kenya?
You see, if you look at, for example, the Big Four, it's not succeeded. Yeah.
It's not, it did not even start. Najua ile ilianza ikapata pancha tutasema haikufika.
Ilipata pancha from the beginning.
Lakini haikuanza.
Yeah. And you see, it was all well thought out, but not well coordinated and mainstreamed into the budget process. So unapata, then it became something that is neither here nor there. It's just it will be done when the big man says nataka kuona, but
wana farafara ndio wanakimbia haraka wanaanika kama carpet.
Yes, wanaenda wanaanika. Otherwise there's nothing that will ever be done. If you think of if you see, the only people making money in this economy are banks. Yeah, but the small guy in the streets, the businesses, I think yesterday I saw something like 11 pages in the Daily Nation on auctions.
Auctions. I mean, every paper. Every paper is
being auctioned. Yeah. So if everybody is being auctioned, then surely then things are not good. Yeah. So
it speaks for itself.
It speaks for itself. And actually, that is you have your 11 pages, yet banks are actually very accommodative to borrowers. Yeah. So that tells you that those are the ones the banks have said, acha kaende.
Kama mbaya.
But if they were to do it for all the people who've defaulted in the real sense of that term, from front page Daily Nation,
it could be an auctioning party.
Auction. Yeah. There's nothing else. Even people who you think will never call you to borrow money, do. Yeah. And then you're like, if this person is borrowing, then who isn't? Because then it means things are just thick. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's reverse the conversation a little bit. I was reading about you and nikaona ati ulikuwa slums ya wapi?
Hapa Kenyago.
Kenyago ni wapi?
Hapa Isili. Number 8B.
How was your background been like? Where did you come from and how did you end up there?
Yes. No, me tulikuwa, as you said, tulikuwa Kenyago.
That's where you're born?
Yeah, no, I was born in MURANG'A.
Okay.
But so my mom was single. From there, akatafuta akihaso, unajua these ladies wa MURANG'A
ni hatari sana,
serious hustlers. Akatulete hapa hivi ni hapo Kenyago. And so that's even where I went to nursery whatever. Okay. Yeye alikuwa anaamka naenda na haso zake jioni, nikitoka nursery kuja na nichukua, tunaenda pale airbase, Moi airbase. Hapo ndiye alikuwa tunachoma mahindi, nauza sukuma. So
asoli ya jioni.
Masaa ya jioni. People are passing, watu wengi kuja kama wanapatiwa. So hiyo ndio haso yenye alikuwa anafanya. So grew up with her there. Then of course she being a street person, akapata nini a street smart, akapatana na some other friends of hers wenye walikuwa wanajua story ya starehe. So akaenda akaingiana nao, and then one day akaniambia tuende interview ile starehe, and nikaenda pale nikafanya vizuri. Then
that was after your KCP?
No, this was primary. To join standard 1. Yeah. And from starehe venye sasa starehe imenichukua, sawa, akasema sasa they have to come to the slums to check to confirm where you live. Starehe was free ilikuwa sponsorships. So nakumbuka hiyo siku asubuhi, niamsha asubuhi at 4, ananiambia tuhamishe vitu tupeleke kwa neighbor.
Adwa Murang'a. Fangieni nyumba. Apata mnaishi kwa kiwanja.
Naangalia hata vitu nahamisha hata si nyingi, lakini wacha tuhamishe tu bed. We had a machine kamoja kale kasinga, kale kakushona.
Kasema kahame.
Hata kahame. Unajua ni una hope hata user. So by the time the guys came, wanaangalia wanaona mko na jiko moja, mnalala kwa floor. So akanichukua. But she knew because a year later, 2 years later, she passed. So nikarudi Murang'a. So grew up there.
She had seen it coming.
Yeah, she had seen. So grew up with my grandma, and she's the one actually I went through all the high school, managed to get to kule starehe.
So you remained at Starehe?
I remained in starehe all through. Only standard 8 when you do well, anakuchukua. Usually from starehe primary tuko tunapita wengi. I think mwaka yetu about 4 were now admitted to
Starehe high school boys.
Wengine wanapelekwa shule zingine kwa sababu tulikuwa tumang'aa. Mnapatana huko, it's orphans, it's poor, it's wengine wametoka children's home. So it's all a cacophony of just noisy and unruly kids. So from there when I got to Starehe secondary.
Oh, you managed to join Starehe secondary?
Yeah. For me, I think we were 4 of us that year when you were limited to performed. Kaingia Starehe secondary. There my manners improved a bit, although zilikuwa zile zinaweza kuwa
huko umesaidika sana.
So Griffin, I think there's a time when waliangalia wakaona the only way they can help me, kwa sababu academics zilikuwa sawa, imienendo ilikuwa na shida. The only way they can help me is to make me a prefect. So I think hapo sasa ndio sasa nikachange.
Kakotero.
So all the way now to Form 4, did well. Got my A, was admitted to Nairobi Uni, fanya medicine. But in between hapo hivyo tulikuwa nafanya maneno nyingi sana. Nakumbuka nilikuwa kaange pale hivyo Kayole. Tukichapa hiyo route ya 1960. Na saa zingine tunakanyagia pale umo inako squad ilikuwa 1935 inaingia huko hivyo inako mpaka mwisho Kayole hospital. So tulichapa maneno kadhaa. Then when I'm there nikapigiwa nikaambiwa nimepata Griffin akanisema ananituma America for gap year. So kwenda gap year na school, one of the top prep schools in the US, called Deerfield Academy. Kufika huko na kwa kaniambia I apply for universities, they'll get me scholarships. I remember I applied to 18 universities, I got into 14. 6 of them gave me full scholarships. So you are Stanford, Harvard, I got Brown, Whitman, Williams, hizo zote. They gave me full scholarships. And decided to go to Stanford. There I did my bachelor's. Did industrial engineering with a focus on finance and mathematics. Then kumalizia hivi Wall Street, investment banking. Hiyo ndio safari.
Ukaingia Wall Street?
Ukaingia Wall Street.
Jana hatari.
Wall Street huko hivyo. pesa ndio ilikuwa nyingi. Hata si watu.
Pesa ndio mingi. Pesa ndio mingi kuliko watu.
Pesa ndio ilikuwa nyingi kuliko watu. And we were laughing with a friend yesterday, remembering the days of Wall Street club. And you see, ulikuwa unalipo mshahara.
Hakuna shtu.
Unalipo ya next hata nyingine ya last time mtatumia. Because we used to work about 80 to 100 hours a week. Yeah. Ile unaingia asubuhi saa 2, unatoka saa 8 za usiku. So hata hakuna masaa ya kutumia.
Masaa ya kukula pesa haipo.
Masaa ya kukula pesa hakuna. So we did, but it was very investment banking was always it's a very white male dominated. So as a minority, very few of us. Yeah. So from there I was moved to London, still doing the same investment banking in Canary Wharf. Kutoka hapo hivyo during the economic crisis 2008 and nikarudi huku hivi. I had been admitted to start my MBA and MBA MPP at Harvard MIT. So nikarudi nikijua I'm just coming for a few months.
Then you go back to school.
Then I go back to school. So nikakuja nikaingia NIC na nikaresign. I think June, about 6 months later mimi nikaresign naenda for my school. Then during my serving my notice ya resignation, my boss died. I had a car crash on Mombasa Road. Sasa nikaambiwa sasa ukitoka you are the only senior person, very senior person here within the organization. Just give us 1 year. Defer your by a year. And that's how I didn't go for the MBA. Within a year from there I had been made GM, then managing director. It was a very young age. I think I was about 27.
27? GM 27?
MD. GM 26. MD nilikuwa 27. Nasema niko kwa bank naitwa MD.
27 years?
NIC.
We need to go back to the village. 27 years you're already an MD.
You're already an MD. Wow. Unalipwa hata hapo tayari unalipwa over a meter. Hauna bibi, hauna chochote.
Ni sherehe tu.
Sherehe.
MD at 27. Okay. So that's how you stayed back. Anyway.
Yes, that's how I stayed back. Yeah. So even if I move, I'll finish and I'll come to look for the same job yenye niko nayo. So I said wacha nijenge nayo. After a few years nikafanya. Then I went nikachoka. Kwa MD nikaona sasa I need
another conquest.
More exciting. So I moved back to the UK. Still with an organization part of DFID on infrastructure, which I was overseeing 18 countries in Africa. So tukafanya another year, nikaingia Equity tukasukumana. Still I was a managing director within the group. Nikaingia ndio nikapata.
Hiyo ni miaka ngapi sasa?
So I finished Equity at 32 when I now joined PS. I became PS.
32 you are MD at Equity.
I was still at Equity. I think
Let me recharge. I think there's something kama kuna kitu usifanye na hii maisha yangu. So you now got into government?
Yes, now got into
at
government
32.
At 32. And tukakanyaga hiyo kazi. Tukakanyaga kazi kabisa. Hiyo ya PS. I started off at transport. Transport was very exciting. Actually yesterday again I was somewhere. Then some guy came akaniambia he works for Namata. Na akaniambia Namata, we know it was your sole effort to get Namata done. The Nairobi Area Metropolitan Transport Authority. Ati kabla nikuje ilikuwa imekufa, nikakuja tukatengeneza. As soon as I left ikakufa.
Ikakwama tena.
Ikakoma. Hata sasa ndio inajaribu kujikokota kujirudisha. And you can imagine how many years that is. I pushed it through parliament, nikaona parliament imekwama. Nikapeleka as an executive order. Na tukaitengeneza all the way mpaka president akasign. And that's how we started it. The intention was we needed to have the mass rapid transit system. Because however much unaongeza the lanes kwa barabara, there will always be traffic. So tukafanya hiyo yote, ndio nilifanya SGR from mwanzo to mwisho. Yeah. Mimi ndio nilirudisha lapset. I'm saying this here kwa sababu nobody can contest. Tulikuwa kule Naivasha. The president ametwitter PSS, CSS na nini na chairs of committees of parliament, and every opportunity I get nilikuwa nasimama na assembly president, please just give me 10 billion. Nianzishe lapset.
10 billion pekee.
10 billion. And akaniambia pana usikaongea tena. During the break akatuita mimi, Rotich, Jamle, Kamau na CS. Akasema ukitafutieni ukijana hiyo 10 billion. And that's how lapses was restarted. The direct flight ya US.
Ile mrefu
ya
New York.
Ile ya New York. Hiyo kitu tulipigia kwa ofisi yangu. We were having meetings every Monday morning 6:30. Yeah, with the CEO of KQ, KA, KCA na jamaa mwingine wa US Embassy naitwa David Drinkard. Na niliwaambia tutakuwa tunakutana mpaka when this ndege goes. And we had a lot of hurdles, including blacklisting of our skies. Kutoka hapo tunakimbia kule Montreal, tunaongea, we even removed all the powers the US had to blacklist our skies. And eventually they inspected us, na wakatupitisha. And when the first flight was going, since now I was PS of planning, hata sikukuwa na kiti.
Ilikuwa imejaa. The initiator didn't have a seat.
Imejazwa na watu wenye hata siwajui. That's why tunasemanga tenda wema
nenda zako. So you're not even in the inaugural flight.
I was not even invited. Yeah.
You should have invited yourself.
Hata train, hata SGR. When it finished, na mimi ndio nilikuwa nimeianzisha mpaka mwisho. I was now a PS planning. Hata sikuitwa ile train ya kwanza.
Hata unaona tu kama sisi.
Niliambiwa nikuje ni to receive president hapa hivi, sio
Kimau.
Yeah. Sasa watu wamechapa ma champagnes from Mombasa mpaka nini.
Umekauka ko. But now that you've talked about SGR then, okay, it has been criticized largely as a white elephant, as a project that was not really thought through. One, and secondly, it has been criticized as a project that ended up taking more money than it was ever planned for. Is that true?
I think the one, SGR should not have been a white elephant.
Okay. Is it now?
I would probably.
Okay.
Yeah. SGR was not for passengers. It was for cargo. And hence the reason two things were very important. One, the industrial park in Naivasha, including the ICD in Naivasha, where actually were intended to have enough industries to also reduce the cost of logistics. Currently, I think still sits at around 34%. To bring it down so that even we can manufacture things for export. Two, it was the Lake Victoria, the third leg that then gets to Lake Victoria.
Yeah.
There also, there was to be the other big industrial park, and also the connectivity to the region, because now the Uganda, there was a port. We had put $140 million for a modern port facility on Lake Victoria. That fully connects with the Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda. Yeah, and water transport is way cheaper than rail, than any kind of transport by far. So even for regional integration, it was going to make a lot of sense. So now the SGR got to Naivasha, duka moja, where there was one duka. Yeah. From there was nothing else. Unashuka, unaingia kwa hiyo duka, unanunua chai.
Nasikia kuna mara inakatikia.
Inakatika.
Leo unashtuka huko ni wapi?
bado umefika mwisho. So
uzuri mzungu alieka train reverse gear. Sijui ingeenda ipita hapo huko.
So ikifika hapo, there's nothing else there. There was now the plans of connecting it to the meter gauge and all that, but that was never the intention. It was about the creation of a new corridor, southern corridor, that passes through Akina Narok, all the way to Kina Nyamira, cutting through Kisumu. 2, we needed the train to carry cargo cheaper, and the break-even was about 48%. That the capacity of the train. It's still running at about 16%. So, and also, I remember I transported when they were forcing people to use SGR. It cost me to ship 2 containers from Mombasa. Cost me an additional 600,000 than it would have cost me if I used the road. That was never the intention.
And the government is forcing it down our throats.
It was. I think they relaxed that. You see, it was to be a cheaper mode of transport.
Not a more expensive mode.
Not a more expensive one. Regardless of what. You see, you cannot say you need to pay off your debt with that. Because after 20 years, si bado iko. This line was to do 100+ years. So they are socio-economic goods that cannot be paid off in the short term. So they should have reduced the tariff, so that people just opt for a cheaper option.
Because it's a cheaper option.
Because it's cheaper. That way, we would have removed the trucks from the roads. The accidents on the roads, the maintenance of the roads. I was telling people, when we were looking at the benefit of a transport or of an infrastructure, you also look at the cost associated with the alternative. Sasa kama your maintenance, if those trucks are not on Mombasa Road, you'll not be doing as much maintenance on Mombasa Road.
But what about the people who are building the economy in transport as well, and trucks?
The civitu zinabebwa. Civitu.
Kama mimi niko na marori unasema tu nikafunge hiyo kitu.
The last mile. You see, these lorries will still be engaged on the last mile. Ikifika hapa Nairobi ICD na inaenda Mandera, si lazima ibebwa. Kama inaenda Nyeri, kama inaenda Kitui, you see, it will still be carried. So you are engaging these trucks on something different, but they cannot be on competing levels. So those were the issues around it. All world over, passenger transport is subsidized. Because it doesn't make money. You are offering it as an alternative for
not to make money.
Not to make money. So hata sasa nikisikia sijui tunaongeza the number of trains za kwenda, but you're just increasing your losses. Then the biggest blunder that was made is on the operator. How do you understand?
Nasikia jamaa anatisha 40 billion.
40 billion kufanya nini? That thing
kupelekanisha hiyo kitu.
And the records are very clear. I refused that signing that contract. And I said, let's give you we said about 3 years. During that period, we do now an open tender for an operator who will come. We give them maximum of 10 years, and they give us a plan of how we will ensure by year 8. We have very little of them here. So replacement of their experts on an annual basis with locals. That's how we really revamped Railway Training Institute. So that all those courses, track maintenance, steward, locomotive mechanics, all those, we localize it. We skill our people.
Local capacity.
Ukiwa kwa wale kwa pilot, kwa train, we were saying we should never see 2 Chinese people. Should be 1 Chinese and 1 African. Sababu tunajua huyu atatoa huyu. But ukiwapata watu wawili wapo Chinese,
anapiga story.
Waendi, kuna mahali wanaenda, but tunataka waende. So that our people waendelee kupata kazi. So those are things that we had said. But vemi nilichomolwa planning within a week hiyo kitu ilikuwa imesainiwa.
Kikaumana.
Sasa unajua mimi sasa sikuwa huko.
Sasa kabla hatujafika story ya kuchomolewa.
Ndio nilichomolewa.
Sasa kabla hatujafika story ya kuchomolewa. So do you think this SGR thing, do you think it's ever going to make sense?
It can be salvaged, I think, but there needs to be a very firm decisions being made on the role the SGR should play in our economy. First, that contract needs to be terminated. The operator. We need to get now Kenyans can operate that thing. So there's nothing. It's not rocket science. Hilo unakanyaga mafuta
kama kawaida tu ni gia vuruta hiyo.
Watu wetu wanajua hiyo kazi. You can keep these people there on technical support. But technical na walipa kidogo. It will not be 40 billion. Then we need to properly constitute a team, committee, see the people, the shippers, the sector, the truck people, the nini, waulizwe, how do we use this SGR? Which rates are we bringing? And make it cheaper. Start moving 60% of the cargo through the train. You'll start seeing value. Then tutafute pesa over time. The next administration ikitu ifika Kisumu. And then create a park, industrial park, private sector. Government just needs to get the land, connect the stima,
and facilitate the investors.
Facilitate it, weka roads na nini. Private sector tutanunua. Watu wataenda najenga kibanda yangu, najenga warehouse, nafanya nini. Watu watapata
uchumi inajengeka.
Uchumi itaanza kupanda. There is so much that we can do. We'll start supplying kutengeneza goods for manufacture and export to other countries. Sababu all you need are railway sidings. Kwako na manufacture inaeko kwa reli, Mombasa out. Can bring value.
Now another question is, of course, I think also it's reverse. Like maybe it should have started from the villages as it's going to Mombasa, because it can take things from there and take it back for export. But anyway, now we are getting back to revamping the MGR. After losing billions of money in compensation on land, after losing billions of money on construction of the SGR, we are now getting back to revamping the MGR. The old way. Is that not what we should have done then from the outgo?
Did
we need the SGR?
The argument has always been the same, that it will have cost less. So you see, the MGR cannot carry the weights that the SGR can carry. SGR you can even double stack. To have you'll carry 10 times the weight and load that you can carry on MGR. The speeds on MGR, you're talking about 40 kilometers now. SGR for passenger is at 120 and for cargo is at 80. So SGR, its time had come for you to have an SGR. I think on costs, they don't know. Jimmy Wanjigi seems to know more. So nilipata contract.
Nilipata contract iko tayari. So kaudunga tu kalamu. So tusikuwekelee hiyo. Tuliza Wanjigi. Tuliza rais, tasikia anataka kwa anasema anafagilia wote. Sio anataka kufagilia nini atatuambia.
Anafagia wote. Maybe atatupatia hiyo story.
So okay, the question is, Kenyans also would want to know, seeing them guys asking about, what are your thoughts on the, we talk about the SGR that has turned out to be an exercise of 7 years or 10 years of an exercise that never gave any benefit to Kenyans. Now we have an expressway. Do you think it's a sensible investment?
I don't think so.
Okay.
This expressway was there in our ministry when I was there. And it was stopped from a design point. And the reason it had been stopped was because there was need for us to add a BRT line. And because, you see, as I was saying before, there is absolutely no point of adding lanes to our roads. Even you can stack them 3-4 levels. But as long as you do not have a proper public transport system, then you will always have traffic. I came this morning and I was stuck in traffic up Ngong Road. There was no alternative for me to use not to be in traffic.
There's
But
no
if there was a public system, I will be using public system. If there's a clean public system, timely, najua nikifika pale hivyo kwetu kwa bus stop, ninapelekwa tu, unafikishwa kwa bus stop na gari narudi nyumbani, naingia, najua nashukia hapa, napata connection. I will use it. Yeah. But for some reason, other countries, kina Tanzania picked it. Everybody picked it. We didn't. So the expressway was actually to have a lane for that. It was from a design point. But somehow, I think kwa watu waliona hii kushinda katu na shughuli
weka tu gorofa
ka 4% kanapotea. So akasema chapa hiki
wekeleni double decker
acha iende hivyo. So in terms of value, I don't think we'll get value.
Okay.
I don't think we'll get value.
Zero value.
It's infrastructure, it's development, it's good things, but for that amount of money, I think we could have gotten more. And if you can imagine, if we use that 60 billion to put up, to revamp the rail at Nairobi Railway, to put up all these, the trams, because the cost was about 20B to do all that, the trams, the tram lines to add, to more lines to our trains, going all the way through Kibra, through Ruiru, through the Madaraka. That's where people are. Yeah, that's how you transport them. That's
so zero value that you're going to get at this faster.
Yeah. That's then now at CBD when you're nakutana. We had even worked out a model where pale hivyo chini ya Uhuru Highway under that becomes a whole train park. All those things are doable. They're cheaper than the 68 billion.
Sasa hapo story itabaki tu kama kipindi juu. Sasa wewe ulinyoroshwa kazi, kuliendaje? Who kicked you out?
Mimi nilinyoroshwa kwa sababu I think sikuwa naelewa venye gava inawaka.
Ulifikiria uko London? Ulifikiria uko Wall Street? It is Kenya man. Nini ilifanyika?
Unatinga kazi, unafanya from 6:30 unatoka saa 3 za usiku. Unaambiwa hii kazi si mama yako.
Nyokwa.
Fanya kazi kama kila mtu mwingine. Usijaribu
kujifanya ni mwerevu sana.
So then people start feeling threatened, start feeling who is this guy, he's scam, anashinda kiitwa, anaongea sana, ako kwa TV, anapeana updates.
Akuendangi hivi huko.
Kuendangi hivi is this guy. Sasa ndio unaanza kuona unanyoroshwa tu. Hata ujuangi kwenye mishale zinatoka.
Nimesikia hata Muturi naye analia, "Oi, wametumwa." Amefanywa ile kitu.
Ndio kunaenda. So punde si punde. Unajiona unaanza kukosa kwa ile unasema my emails hauko copied.
Hauoni emails. Unangoja unafikiri labda internet iko na shida.
Kazini lakini nasikia watu wamekutana sijaitwa. So hapo hivyo ndio unaanza kuona kweli
things are getting very relevant.
And actually I remember even as the Big Four was being done, and I argued with them, the people who were handling the Big Four. I told them, I was a PS for planning Kambwa, send us some planners. Kauliza wakufanya nini? Some economists Kambwa, usijali, iko kitu yenye watafanya. Utaona tu. Yeah. Sasa tunaendelea na nini yetu, tuko Mombasa, validation exercise ya hizi MTF, so now the MTP for 2022 2017 nafanya kule validation na stakeholders. Tunasikia kumetangazwa iko Big Four. So ninawauliza sasa mmefanya Big Four na haiko kwa manifesto, haiko kwa MTP, mtaifanda aje? How will you fund it? Because the constitution is very clear. You only fund what is in the plan. But kitu mnajenga outside the plan. And you are not even involving the ministry. So many customers, okay, maybe you might have a problem with myself. That time I was with Kenjori and the CS. So then you just use our officers watengeneze hii kitu ingie kwa system, kwa plan. Because if it's not the plan, the constitution is very clear, cannot be funded. Nikaambiwa no, wewe wacha.
Punguza kiherere.
Kiherehere. So of course my kiherehere has been vindicated. Years later. Not that I'm happy, because of course I've been happier if there were more jobs created through the manufacturing. There are more jobs created through the housing. Our food security situation will be better. Our health care will have been enhanced through that agenda. So all of them were good. And shida ni ukilete McKinsey waambiwa tushughulikie kama nchi. Najua wanafanyia vitu zao kule hivyo kwa 14th floor, 20th floor, hako grassroots. Wajua mashida yetu. The Kenyans want to be housed, but they are not sleeping outside. So if you make it a priority, mtu atakwambia it's good umejenga kanyumba, but ni shida yangu sina job.
Like the same that was done in Kibra, the upgrade, and nobody ever moved to those houses.
They didn't. You move people out of Kibra, you've killed their hustle. Unauzanga sukuma huko. Umenipeleka
mwingine ni landlord wa manyumba mabati.
So there was no proper engagement with the ground to change that. So
boardroom decisions.
So it's those boardroom decisions. So anyway, that's even the Lichujwa.
So ulichujwa juu ya uliambiwa story ni nini ndio
ukachujwa? Kwa story. Mimi nilijipata tu siko kwa list.
Ulijipata huko job. So siku ya mwisho ndio ukatoka kwa ofisi kuliendaje? Nani uliambiwa nini?
Siku na siku ya mwisho.
Ama uliambiwa
nilipata mtu mwingine amepostiwa kwa department yangu.
Uliona kwa gazeti.
Kwa wawili. So nikakutana na yeye nikamwambia to be honest, mimi sijachomolewa. Lakini wewe pia nimeoneka mpostiwa. So vile tutafanya, wewe ingia ofisi, mimi nikae nje nikingojea. So 6 months later ndio nikatumwa barua nikaambiwa sasa siko. So for those 6 months nilikuwa tu nangojea. Bado niko PS bila portfolio.
Ulikuwa PS without portfolio. Lakini kakitu kalikuwa anaingia.
Salon nilikuwa na
unajikaa unapanguza jasho na.
Nilikuwa nakula salon.
So barua ilikuwa inasema nini?
Barua ilikuwa inasema term yangu imeisha. Term imeisha. So of course when we were hired, technically
maana permanent secretary ni nini? I thought permanent
it's just that we don't like going technical. It is illegal. You know, for me, I was hired through public service. And the law...
You're not a political appointee.
I'm not a political appointee. So I cannot be fired. I can only be taken, maybe nipeleko another department, ama nifanywe. But you cannot fire PS. You can only redeploy them. So I was not politically appointed. But unajua sasa
system
hivyo sitakangira kushinda nikisumbuana. Unajua mwenye kama mtu akutaki na si options umekosa, unasonga tu. But technically and legally, I've even been talked to some lawyer mwenye alikuwa anakuja akaniletea whole schedule of, kaniambia if I want I can get money because of how I was terminated. Nikamwambia it's key. But technically it was wrong.
So then in very brief words, then how does that make you diagnose how the system is structured in terms of how leadership administration is structured? Because sometimes you have the best ideas, you have the best ideas, but I mean the environment, the administrative environment, do you think it's fair enough for people, especially young people, who want to see a change in governance?
I think our government is not for people who want to bring change. It's for people who want to sustain status quo.
It's an entertainment club.
Yes. So wewe unakuja, unajivinjari familia yako, unavinjari watoto wako, unawapeleka shule poa. Tamu yako.
Lakini changes usijaribu kuleta.
Usikajaribu. Hii maneno ati desk yako haina makaratasi, which was my policy. Na kata kanika mpaka saa 3 za usiku. I sign. Kama ni watu wa kulipwa. I remember when I was planning. Watu wangu walikuwa pia ananiambia watu wanauliza hizi ma documents once they are briefed za kulipwa unazisign tu. Hakuna watu unaita unawaambia angusha kitu hapa. So they are all very surprised.
Anashinda kunaendaje huyu jamaa?
Anashinda kwani uko mtu
huyu jamaa ana tumbo, inaweza kuwa ana tumbo ama kunaendaga.
And for me nilikuwa nafika nazisign asubuhi, naita watu wa finance mwambia kuja uconnect if miss, naeka password yangu nazipitisha, namwambia sawa, chukua then yeah. Hey,
lakini magumbe mambo yendangi,
anaangalia kwa like kwani kuna kula huyu anakula wapi? so
ukasema kama huyu akuli atatuseti.
Yeah, anatuseti. So people become very don't want to deal with you a lot. But for me I was okay with that.
Sijali. Sikia tu itafika.
2 years, 3 years later, I think Sabo was 2018. 3 years later, you've never had my name mentioned anywhere.
Yeah.
People just assume that wanasemanga kama alifutwa then iko mahali
alilamba kitu.
But hiyo kitu miaka 3
haijapatikana.
Kuna mahali my department Kenya Railway walikuja wakashikwa wote. Nakumbuka. I was GR. I was there. IRUNGU Kimwarera.
Na tulikuwa tunaenda hapo.
Mimi ndio niliweka signature.
Pesa ilipotea. Ilipotea.
21B. Yeah.
Money was lost through error.
Money was lost.
How was money lost?
Money was lost.
Who took the money?
I don't know. The DCI have the reports.
You signed off the money. Who were you signing it to? Nani alikuwa anachukua pesa? Where was it going to?
The Italians.
Okay. So the Italians disappeared with the money.
I don't know. Jusa kwenye liendo. Unajua sasa mimi nimesign. Sasa na sikushikwa. So inamaanisha walifanya investigation yao wakaangalia. Kama huyu jamaa yani alisign tu.
Mali ilianzia, wizi ilianzia ni pale mbele.
Wizi ilianzia penye diishia. Yeah. So all those things, there is never been any place where I've been associated or been told that I stole or I did something. And I think that's what we all need to start looking at as we think about our country. We honestly need to have to stop. We reevaluate ourselves. The country we want to see for us and for our children.
Okay.
Yeah. So that now we make the decisions. Because these decisions are to make even as young people, because there is watu wote wanasema tuende hivi, watu wote wanasema tuende hivi. Pia sisi tunataka tujiulize for us.
Kunaendaje?
How do we benefit?
Acha nikuangalie comments hapa kidogo alafu tukirudi basi we talk about what you're cooking in the kitchen and also the issues of youth and leadership. You know, Floyd Quest says morning Bito tuned in from Kerio Valley. Millicent Tirop from Diaspora Australia. Raymond Blanket ilibaki Kenya. Bwana Bito, good job bro, asante sana. Samir says good morning Gerald, watching live from Mogotio, Baringo County. Say a big tie to Nyakera CBS. The guy inspire a lot of young ambitious leaders. Also tell him sisi watu wa Tangatanga bado tunafurahia sana kwa ile Nyakera mini poll. Okay. Nyakera James anasema watching from Nairobi. Salimia mheshimiwa sana, asante sana. Naona Kimtajo anasema good morning GB live from Uganda, asante sana. Beryl Chiril mheshimiwa anasema Team Charles Keter tunakuwatch pia, asante sana watu wa CK. Beryl Chiril anasema well done Gerald, your show is always lit, thank you so much. Steven Sorovit, Gerald and Honorable Irungu is composed and from the look of things huyu ni governor, bravo mheshimiwa, all the very best. Okay, Kipkoya Chwili anasema Maria God 035, asante sana. Pala PL Lapa asaba kona ina support his gubernatorial seat at Murang'a, asante. Naona Ken Ones anasema the tea farmers are very happy and you are saying that you are very fit to be the next governor of Murang'a County. Aaron Kathuthi Kenyu asaba Jira Bito Kirungu Nyakera stands the only governor we can trust in Murang'a County and intellectual with utmost goodwill for the people of Murang'a. Karis John, Gerald Bito Kirungu is what we want to listen to. This is an intelligent young Kenyan, asante. Khalif Daniels, Gerald Bito Kirungu Nyakera is the outstanding, if not the only one leader who can bring change in our county, Murang'a County. His achievements are visible and can see potential in him. A loving, wise, vibrant, hardworking, smart and youthful leader. Wilson Chelelgo say hi to our guest. Is doing a lot to farmers, asante sana. A lot for farmers. Aaron Kachui says mwananchi in Murang'a needs to have a forward gear by Irungu Nyakera. Amos Bugwa tuned in from the city of Nottingham, UK. Good to see you, my brother. Christopher Washanga, our next Murang'a County County Governor. Salma Wambui Njeri anasema, I love how Mr. Nyakera understands the pain of tea and other farmers countrywide. Murang'a people hope you can see sincerity in this man and give him a chance to do more than he's doing now. Asante. John Diki wa Naina anasema, ideal man to be Murang'a Governor. Jeff C. Kajara Bitok ask what is his take on the expressway. I think he has answered that. Man, Nathan, Irungu Nyakera is the kind of leaders we need to clean up the mess we are in. No wonder he could not survive in the system here. I think Majamba is good as my friend. We'll see. Rosemary Kabuga said, the guy is smart. Wachana na governor. Go for the top job. President Irungu Nyakera. Sounds very nice. Okay. Karis John. Ask Irungu, how difficult is it to clean the mess in the government? Is there hope? How difficult is it for Kenyans like Irungu to bring change in this country? How deep is the well? I think that's a question you need to know. Man Nathan says, my question to him, as I know one day will be the Kenyan CEO. What is his take on transport industry all over the world? It's a state affair, but in Kenya, it's a private affair. Gas selling in Mitungis by individuals is a very dangerous thing, given that most developed countries, it's government affair or designated or contracted companies that run them and for accountability purpose. What is his take? Aaron Kenywa says, what advice can he give to the government through Ministry of Transport and Infrastructure? Because honestly, what next for the taxpayer? Salma Wambui Njeri says, of all the other things in this country, why did Mr. Nyakera decide to fight for tea farmers? He could have chosen something else. Why mostly tea? I think he already explained that. I started with that question. Charles Rodriguez is saying, why are reforms benefiting only Mount Kenya region? I don't know how true that is. Keja Graphics from Diaspora anasema, very sober leader, asante sana. Wariguru Kitao anasema, good morning. Good morning to you, Wariguru Kitao. Yes, Mwenda anasema, always listen keenly to the people who speak softly like Nyakera. They make a lot of sense. Okay, that is on Facebook. YouTube, teniangalewa ngono YouTube hapa. Good morning Joel Kibasa, good morning GB, good morning to you. Frederick Juma, good morning Bitok, happy to see you today, and as always tuned in live from my workplace. Good to see you, my brother. African feminist, I can say, Thiongo Eliud, minus corruption, Kenyans would be far. We don't talk about it because we are all involved. Grace Kamau, morning GB, good morning to you. Vision Total all the way from the UK is saying, the problem with Kenya is selling raw materials rather than having light industrial to add value and create jobs and grow the economy. Bol Njaya, I Gerald, Salimia former PS Irungu, Salimia former PS Irungu Nyakera. Aliandanga wapi? Yuko, alikuwa kingangana na mambo ya chai. Njaya PS Irungu Nyakera, all the best and I wish you success in your gubernatorial aspirations. Murang'a people will be lucky to have you as the second governor of Murang'a. Ask Irungu his view on what Chinese involvement in Kenya and other African countries portends for the future. I see a takeover and eventually recolonization of Africa. Grace Kamo, thanks GB for bringing this guy. Irungu, very impressed with him and saying as it is, no time to please no one. Yeah. Mwangi Sanchez, Irungu Nyakera CBS stop watching from Nairobi. Carlos Wamsam, he looks sincere. Huyu apewe kazi. Wamesema upewe kazi.
Mpewe kazi.
Haya, leta cheki yangu kwanza. Ya kazi. Unasikia tayari nimekuandika kazi.
Sasa unajua tutakuwa partners. Utakuwa kwa advisor. Unaniambia hapo umeenda kombo.
Vile na wana kunyonga. Unakumbuka uliambia nini watu siku. So I don't know if you have anything you wish to respond to from the comments that has been said.
I think one is the people watching I really understand everything. Yeah. And that's why when we were talking about the boardroom decisions, it's better to ask the people because they know what they want. Yeah. They just want someone who can build
facilitate
the person who's talking about the raw materials. That's all we've been talking about. Kenya is a country where we do not add value. And of course, the part of that big four agenda was value addition and agro-processing. The jobs that will create from value addition will be numerous. So unless there's an intention to keep people jobless, you see, that's I keep wondering because without industries, without manufacturing, without all those things, then there's no way that you will be able to get value. You can subsidize power, cost of power, and you'll get that money back as pays, taxes from people. Yeah. Because you see, the country is an ecosystem. You know, it's not one-way channel. Yeah. Najua nikikuachilia hapo utoroke. Nitakuokotea tu pande ingine. But I'm giving you an opportunity to actually grow. Yeah. Logistics, as I said, the cost of logistics in this country is about 34%. Yeah. In developing countries, it's about 3-4%. Yeah. So that's why you cannot manufacture and export. It will be already too high. The shelf, and the 34% is on the shelf price that you see. The farmer deep in Nyandarua, them, they don't even need a tarmac road. They just need an all-weather road, which will be costing you hundreds of thousands per kilometer, for them to take their produce to market, for the border to be able to move even during the rainy season. I was Kulesa is a West Pokot, and you're looking at the people there and the ability to move from here to there, and it is difficult because the roads are not there. So as we do all the ones that we are doing, of course we have to say that the government has done quite a bit, to be honest, on the infrastructure in the last 10 years. But I always say that there is a difference between access and efficiency. Access is more important. Where there was no road before and you put a road is more important than where there is a road.
There's something that's done.
You add lanes, because these other people are still moving. The others are not moving.
The goal should be to ensure that every Kenyan is moving.
Everybody is connected. So those are some of the things that need to be done. So value addition in agriculture, that will create massive jobs. When we look at there's another question that was asked about the transport system, which we've addressed. But as long as we do not have a workable mass transit system and a workable and a working rail transport, we will always have traffic in Nairobi, period.
How difficult is it to clean the mess? Someone asked, Karis.
It is.
How deep is the well?
How deep is the well? I think it's quite deep. It's quite deep, but it can be cleaned. What it needs selfless, dedicated people. And we said change is not brought about by 1 million people. It's brought about by a group of 2 or 3 or 10, whose leadership says, I need this, and then there is follow-up, and there is follow-through from them. Nakwambia mimi nataka BRT, and I promise you, if there was when I came in, the first trip I made, because of how when I was pushing Namata, we went to Chile, we went to Brazil, we went to some other country in South Africa. Then I sent another team. I didn't go to Japan. Sent another one to Europe. Came back, said, this is how the BRT is done.
Should look like.
And we gave ourselves about 2-3 years to have completed. We start, but I'm telling you, today all we have are red markets on the road. I think those are faded off.
So the reforms, is it true that someone is saying, the reforms are not benefiting all the regions?
No, they are. Tea is grown in 19 counties. All counties, all the people from their beneficiaries. Actually, the largest, the county with the most farmers is Bomet. That's 81,000 farmers. MURANG'A is 79,000 farmers is the second. The coffee. You see, as I say, the reform in tea and coffee go
and in done.
In Nandi last year they got the highest pay. There's a factory in Nandi that they paid 168 shillings per kg of coffee. So the reforms are benefiting everyone. Of course, tea and coffee, the majority is actually in Mount Kenya. About 70%. So someone can say they're benefiting, but the intention
is the issues of scale.
Everyone is benefiting.
Basi Charles, Maskia, everybody is benefiting on the gains, the reform gains. Man Nathan says, Ken, honest, I was listening to this man makes me think that is a source of wisdom that MURANG'A County and this nation needs to achieve the desired growth. You are an idea whose time has come. Musa Tafa says, locked in from Dallas, Texas Asante. Manathan says, I agree. This guy has outgrown the county politics. He's in the National League. Job Kipkorir Chichi says, NYAKERA is a great guy. I had a chance to witness his industrious work while I was at the board of NTSA. Ulikuwa mpaka NTSA?
Yes, ilikuwa ndami.
Okay.
Nilifanya kazi.
Driving
license unaona. Mimi ndio nilitoa kotini.
Hii digital.
Waulize ilitoka nani alitoa kotini tugona umtata. They had locked it completely. Nikawaita kwa ofisi yangu nikamwambia I am giving you 1 month. Mko withdraw from court, otherwise I cancel it. And it had been there for about 3 years. and within 3 weeks wakakuja kwangu akaniambia tumeitikia. After being in court for 3 years. Yeah. So I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. All you need is a decisive leader. Yeah. Someone who
knows where they want to go,
and
they cut through the
people
road.
want to go, and he's committed to take them where they want to go. That's it.
Haya, dakika 5 naona kuna ngono maanza kupiga simu tayari. Haya, sawa, unaweza piga simu nambari ni 07798010. Bunge la Mwananchi iko wazi 07798010. 07798010. You can call in in the next 5 minutes. We just take calls, then when you come back we talk about is gubernatorial ambitions in Murang'a. Tuambie ni agenda gani ambayo amepangia watu wa Murang'a. Nambari ni 07798010. Alafu pia tuingie siasa kidogo ya Mlima Kenya. Nimeona mlima ina mambo kidogo, kuna kizungumkuti. Jambo, good morning. Saidia simu. Ni aje?
Poa sana, salamia Irungu. Leo bwana nimekuwa inspired. Kumbe bado kuna watu hii Kenya wanaweza lead bwana.
Hata mimi nimeshtuka, kumbe iko watu bwana. Kumbe iko watu kwa hii dunia.
Kumbe we have leaders in Kenya. I think Irungu need to market himself now. Kuja national politics, market himself. Najua sasa mimi siko najua, kama angeongea siko najua, kumbe there are people here who can lead ba. So I think kama anataka governor, who already is a governor.
Tayari.
Kuandika anza kutengeneza cabinet. Wako sawa. Umesikiza maana yake? It makes sense.
Asante ndugu yangu.
Alafu and is very sober, very cool. Si maneno mingi. Unajua kuna watu wanapiga nduru sana hapo na kuna kitu wanasema. So I'm very inspired today.
Okay my brother. Hata naona leo umeamua kuwa muungwana pia. Utaki vita na watu. Haya, jambo. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. How are you doing?
I'm good. Salimia Irungu hapo.
Unasalimia Mwesha?
Nasalimika.
Nazungumza na nani?
Mimi nazungumza kijaito Mark Juguna.
Juguna.
Mimi na mkazi wa Murang'a, nimefurahi sana kuona kijana amejitolea. And for now I'm sure tuko na leader kwa hii Murang'a. Tunamuombea tu na Mungu amsaidie.
Asante sana. Jambo, good morning. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Gerald.
How are you, sir?
Hi, my name is Oscar Kemani from MURANG'A County. Salamia Governor.
Nasalimika.
I have one question for Governor. MURANG'A County, we are small scale holder farmers. Basically, that means I'm saying MURANG'A County, we are small scale holder farmers. So the savior of agriculture in that county is cooperatives then.
Okay.
So sisi kama watu wa Rift Valley wako na mashamba kubwa. What is his plan to revive cooperatives in MURANG'A County? And knowing some of the biggest financial institutions like Equity Bank were actually cooperatives or societies. Were actually societies to state. And actually right now Murang'a, we are at the tail end of cooperatives. What is his plan to make sure that the cooperative sector is back in MURANG'A County? To make sure that even the farmer with 5 avocado trees can get his produce to the export market, because without cooperative, agriculture will be hard to revive in MURANG'A County.
Wow, thank you so much, Oscar. I think that's a good question for you, Shemia. Hiya, and these are smallholder farmers. Most of the farmers in Murang'a are smallholder farmers. Niliona kashamba kweli, kukinyesha maji yako ya mabati inaenda kwa shamba yenyewe. Because the shambas are very small. Hiya, number 779-800-10. Close in the next 2 minutes. 0779, you have your last opportunity to make your call. 0779-800-10. 0779-800-10. When your bonge iko wazi, nambari ni 0779-800-10. Unaweza kupiga kuchangia kama uko na swali pia kwa former PS na incoming governor. Umesema uko rais tena, so sijui itabidi umeenda ufanye soul searching.
Wacha tufanye governor. Tuende governor.
Nataka kuanzia mahali kwanza. Ulikuwa na uangalia track record.
Now at least watu waweze kuona what we have done.
Okay.
And I feel we can also create a basis of what a county can actually do beyond just the funding that is coming from the national government. Okay. The question that imeulizwa hapo hivyo by huyo Mungwana, mwisho
Kimani,
ito Oscar. You see, the farming, the farms in Murang'a are small. You'll find that most people wako na half an acre, 2 acres, 5 acres hata upati yao. So it's for farming to work, it has to be about aggregation. How do you bring them together? How do you sell their produce as with the economies of scale that you get from kuwalete pamoja. That is what happens in tea. And that's why tea is organized. That is what used to happen with coffee. And that's why coffee was organized and why it was giving them money. It needs to happen in everything else. It needs to happen in avocados. There should be no reason that brokers are coming to the farms kuja kuchuna avocados out. It should happen in bananas. There should be no reason that a banana farmer has no market. Anaenda kuuzia these people at 7 shillings a kg. Saa zingine hata hakuna, wanapatia nguruwe. So cooperatives is the only way to go. Today, 82% of Murang'a adults are in cooperatives of one form or another. Actually, Murang'a is the leading nationally and even in Africa. So we need to actually now bring the cooperatives to the grassroots level, where even if it's regions, each region iko na cooperatives yao. Sijua hii yetu ya macadamia, hii yetu ya bananas, hii yetu ya avocados, and then you create for them, even if it's the collection points. Where do you take your avocados? Where do you take your bananas?
The macadamia, bananas.
Your macadamia. Then from there, now because now it's a county system and agriculture is devolved, then where is the market? When all those macadamias are collected, where they take
Soko iko wapi?
Soko iko wapi? If you use an example of Kirinyaga, Kirinyaga have developed a very good model for bananas, where I think on Thursdays and Fridays, those bananas from all those different collecting centers zitakuja Kutus town, Kutus market, iko lori zitakuwa zimekuja kununua from Nairobi, kama ni hawa watu wengine wenye wanakuwa these Twiga Foods pia, na all these other people will come and they'll buy as soon as it is paid. The cost inatolewa, mkulima anapata M-Pesa immediately. Ile kilo yenye
direct
alisign pale. So those are the ways. That's the only way to actually give value to these farmers.
So cooperatives ziunganishwe basi iweze kuwa kitu. Now, why Governor Murang'a?
Why Governor Murang'a? A governor, I think probably we start with what the role of the governor is. A governor is a CEO. A governor is a manager. A governor is the organizer and of people, for them to be able to allocate resources properly. We've seen examples of governors who've come as managers, and we've seen examples of governors who've come in as politicians. The latter fail in a very big way. They are not able to bring people together. They are not able to allocate resources in a way that benefits Wanjiko, and they're not able to actually grow the economy of the county. We have to think of the county as an economy. This dependence on national treasury to build the county can't work. The county is bigger than the treasury. What the allocations are coming from treasury. So how do we create an environment that makes you talk, come invest in our county? By investing, you create jobs for our people. How do I get your when you're talking about value addition, how do I get the people who've built Nairobi? They are from Murang'a. How do I get them to come and put up plants in Nairobi? How do we get them to buy produce? How do we get them to actually care and invest? And I've been a manager before. As I said, I've always been a manager. And that's why I thought, as from having been from Murang'a, having been brought up by the community, because me, I was brought up by the community. Everyone,
you're a child of the community.
I'm the child of the community. And I go home, the whole place becomes filled up because everyone feels they're coming to say hi to their child, to their son. I felt the only way I can give back to community is through service, and it's through delivering something that can uplift them. I know I can continue making money and with the things that I'm doing, and actually I'm really busy on them, to be honest. But at the end of the day, when we come back and you look at the country we've created, if I am ever asked what did I do to change this country, I love to have an answer, and the answer has to be I tried. I tried to serve, and I served, and here is what I made to change.
That's why Murang'a.
Yes.
Now, young people, what do you think is in store for young people? As you're talking about, young people have become a policy issue. Like, we just keep them there so that every time we are discussing, I'll do this for young people. We promise them 1 million jobs every year. Jubilee government, kaput. They have become a campaign constituency. We keep them there so that every time we come promising something. What do you think is in store for young people? And how much can they do? Like, you've been in government, but you're saying making changes, moving these wheels is very difficult. What's in store for young people?
We have failed our young people as leaders. Yeah. Because young people need just 2 things. They need a future and a hope. Yeah. And for them to do that, they need jobs. Yeah. Because that's how you sustain and create your future. And for you to get a job, you need skills. So from the onset, we are not skilling them. Yeah. Then when you're not skilling them, then we're also not doing anything that can give them jobs, create jobs for them. So we are leaving them to their own devices. And when you're young, you don't have all you don't have labor. You don't have you don't have funds. You don't have land. Yeah. So the instruments of labor, you don't have them.
Yeah.
So there is nothing you can do for yourself. Yeah. And that's why if our young people just continue being hopeless, I think we'll have failed them in a big way. And that's why for me, I always say, let's kill our young people. Nikienda nyumbani mara nyingi, unaulizanga mtu anakuambia, tusaidie tupate kazi. Nauliza kazi gani? Ananiambia kazi yoyote. So it's very difficult to find someone kazi yoyote.
Yako na kazi inaitwa kazi yoyote.
Kwa sababu kama angeniambia mimi ni painter, at least hata
kisikia toka mtu kanapiga rangi nyumba na
ananiambia, by the way, hii nyumba yangu hapa hivi kama oa, yetu nipakie rangi. Hata kama ilikuwa imepakwa fresh coat, at least for him to engage himself. Akiniambia nakatanga nyasi, nitamwambia kuja ukate nyasi hapa at least kwa leo na kesho na this week, even as we look for. Akisema ni mechanic, gari kiharibika tupelekea. But we are not skilling them. I have gone to the polytechnics and TVETs in different parts of Central, and they're in a miserable state. You find in some, they graduated, like there's a big one we have in MURANG'A that graduated 2 kids last year. How do you invest something to graduate 2 kids? So we failed them. I don't know whether it's systematic, whether it is all planned to keep young people restless, but I think we really need to have an agenda that is completely founded on uplifting young people. Yes.
Okay. Alright. Haya mambo ya Murang'a, tu Murang'a mumesikia. Roa Murang'a masikia maneno yenu ya governor yenu. Ian Kinyanjui sema Irungu Nyakera, young people need the skill, teach them to fish. Kires kama umwambia atoke nyuma ya hema, Irungu was persuaded me enough to campaign for him as Murang'a governor. So je, nyuma ya hema ni wapi? Utaenda uliza polepole, utaambiwa ni wapi. Ian Kinyanjui asema Khalifa Daniels here, tuned in from JKUAT. Irungu Nyakera is a powerhouse, a leader with great vision for Murang'a, people full of great minds who can transform the common mwananchi. Asante sana. Vision from the UK anasema Bitok, Estonia, a country 3 times poorer than Kenya. Listening to what Estonia president told Kenyans, it's clear that leadership is a problem and politics is not helping. Parliament need to fix up. Okay, talking about kama Kennedy asa Murang'a, tunataka huyu wa majani, wale wa barua wapewe kazi ya kukipa warembo busy. Okay. James Mwenda asema today show is refreshing. Asante sana ndugu yangu. Laga Stephen asema the foreman is full of wisdom and Murang'a people should give him a chance. Haya, sasa iko mambo. Mlima imekuwa headquarters ya siasa. What's going on in Central Kenya?
Central Kenya, I think, it's a very, Central generally is rebellious. They rebel a lot. Especially when they feel that wanabebwa kiufala.
Kimala.
Na tena, hawapendi kupangwa. Yeah. So that is what you've been seeing with the unrest. People are feeling that there's a plan ati watapangwa. Na wanataka kujipanga. So wanasema wewe kama tumekushughulikia, sasa tuache. tujipange going forward. The only issue there is wanataka kujipanga pia wakiwa kwa nyumba yao. Unajua pia unataka unajipanga ukiwa unajua ni nyumba umejenga, utakuja kufukuzwa when it's raining outside. And that's why when you're seeing all these leaders meeting and thinking,
but is a meeting and a conversation sincere, because it's bringing in the most interesting people that you could never imagine could be having is there a sincerity in it?
You see, politics is about interests, so the sincerity comes later.
It's not a relationship.
It's not a relationship. So kila mtu anakaa chini anasema
where is my interest?
How do I benefit? How do we benefit? Because you benefiting is not enough. Watu wenye utakuta kule kwa ground lazima waambie how they will benefit. I did the poll as I was doing my gubernatorial one. I did the one for presidential, and I shared those numbers that we saw there. Ile yenye nimesikia wenye anasema poll, mini poll iliwajenga, but that's the reality on the ground. And in particular in Murang'a, there is that feeling that all these people have with the deputy president. Wanaona change. And the one thing people want now is change. Anything that's going to connect, itakuwa na umbilical cord na the current. Watu wataki hiyo story.
Wataki story ya mse.
Wanataka something that will move us to something that we didn't see for the last 9 years. And what we haven't seen is jobs for young people. What you haven't seen is actually real economic growth beyond the economic survey. Hiyo report tunaiona hiyo 5%, but ukienda huko chini watu wakuli GDP, watu wanakula pesa. So pesa wazioni. As you've said, the cash crops, the prices have been coming down for coffee, for tea, for all those all of them. Leo uliza mtu wa macadamia, they're selling at 50 shillings per kg. Last year they were selling at 200. So can you tell that person that GDP mepanda?
GDP has grown by 15%.
What's GDP to them? And still the government has a policy of you cannot export nuts. So you see, there has to be a way of looking at how do we ensure that the reforms, the reform proposals are all going to benefit these farmers. So, and that's why people want change. And that's the key word. Change.
Okay. So when you talk about change, they're moving from what?
You're moving from one to another.
Which is? What are they moving from? What are they moving from? Okay.
You're moving from the current system and administration and the people there.
Okay.
To new ones. Because I know if for example, NYAKERA becomes president, as they were saying, I will be bringing Bitok kwa my cabinet. I will bring I'll bring you to cabinet, ndakuleta kwa cabinet, ndakufanya PS, ndakufanya direct. It's new people, new thinking. The same people wakiwekwa, the same people wenye tuna complain wajafanya kitu, au watapata njia kwa sababu they still have the numbers of the principles. Watawaambia mimi ndakuja ndakuwekelea paka 200 mic for campaign, mimi nisikumie ya CS nipatie wera. So you see, that's why they want change.
Okay. And finally, now Central Kenya as well is pushing for the return of the Prime Minister position. It looks like you are revisiting again BBI. Do you think it will fix the problems Central Kenya people have?
You know,
and why now?
You see, these positions are all a question of representation. And it's of course that reality that is people we don't like to say it, and for sure we don't want other people to tell us that we can't run for president. We want to know it ourselves. Na tukijua. Lakini sasa we hear someone saying you can't run. So now you will want to rebel and run. Just to show that you can.
You can actually run.
So if the representation, because for you to create the BBI on that point, on the expanding of the executive, was to increase the representation from the people, become more inclusive. So even that prime minister position, si lata leo iko, si ya Matiang'i.
Matiang'i yuko.
Si ndio mekalia. So probably
Matiang'i ndio prime minister.
Ndio prime minister. So probably just to put it strike the meat and
but you were running away a few years ago. That's what you were running away from. I mean, the more things change, the more they remain the same.
The representation is important. So hata kama itakuwa mtu mwenye si wa central president, maybe central deputy president, you still want another one ya kuja kuongeza kuleta more kuras, and even for implementation you still want someone who's able to go all over.
Okay.
The country is everyone needs to feel included. Hii nchi si ya mtu mmoja. It's for all of us. So I think the structure of it then needs to have that face.
Needs to reflect that.
So that everyone, as I'm paying my taxes, I know, I feel iko sawa. I feel it's okay. Because tuko.
But Kenyans, do you think Kenyans want positions, or they want to see the taxes working for them? Because about positions, we have an abundance of them.
Without positions, it won't work for you. Okay. Representation is very important. Today, the reason why I stood with the tea and coffee farmers is because I'm from a tea and coffee area. If I was from northern Kenya, I'd never have run with a tea and coffee agenda. So representation is very important.
Okay.
To have people who speak like you, who think like you, and who live with you, who are up there, and you can reach out to them.
So what if the person who is in that position, which happens more often, doesn't have the interest of the people? It happens every day.
Blame the people.
And even about the tea and the coffee, before you enter the task force, you're doing it on your own capacity. So, I mean...
No, blame the people. See, they're the one who put him there.
You put these people. Kanisa pia imesema hakuna siasa kanisani. Na nasikia ati huko huko kwa temple kulikuanga mpaka na malaya. Nasikia Malala amesema
tunaenda
mtaenda kupiga siasa kanisani.
Amogopi. Lazima tuende, lazima tuongee. You see, the church cannot dissociate itself from politics. The politics is what, and the church cannot dissociate itself from what the people, its people care about. People care about politics. They want to know what their leadership will look like. I'm not going there to talk about my family. I'm going to talk about what we can do to uplift the lives of the people. So if you don't allow me to talk to them about it, then why should they be talking to God, who they can't see? We believe is there, of course, for all of us Christians. But you cannot talk to the person who's supposed to put more money in your pocket. No. They need to allow it.
Mutaenda kanisa.
Tutaenda kanisa.
Haya, neno lako la mwisho. What's your tackle of the day?
I think that the key takeaway, one is, I think, from listening to the tacklers and what they've written and what they've said, Kenyans know what they want. Ni tushetani kadhaa tunakujanga tunaenda kwa debe. Then we vote not with our brain. I think tunaachanga the brain.
Karoho. Unaona hivyo unasema Karen kama ameniingia kwa roho
na tuna vote na roho. Acha tu vote na brain for once. So that hii nchi ianze kusonga mbele. Imekwama, iko mahali. There's a statement again that Michael Joseph made when he had come for a conference in the US. He said, Kenya is a country that is always on the verge of takeoff. Tunakuanga pale hivyo, we've taxied, we are about to take off, but we never take off.
Engine kanalia lakini akaenda.
Kanalia, kananguruma, lakini aka take off. Why? It's leadership. It's leadership. By the way, it's leadership.
So you fix the top.
Nasikiza stories ya Malaysia, nasikiza stories za Korea, nasikiza stories za Singapore. It's all leadership. Yes.
Uongozi. Hiya, thank you so much, Mheshimiwa, for coming in. I want to wish you all the very best in your ambitions in Murang'a, and I hope you're going to live up to what you've promised the people of Murang'a. As young people, we stand behind you, because a win for any young person is a win for all of us. So ukienda pale upone, you're lucky to get there. I hope that the people of Murang'a will come back and give us this testimony. Wasiningoje pale mimi nikienda maraundi zangu, waninyonge waseme uleta jamaa alikuwa na Nyakera.
Yes.
Nyakera ameleta shida kaunti. So happen I'll be coming and passing by. I'll be coming in to celebrate the good works that you've done for the people of Murang'a.
Absolutely.
Until then, wish you all the very best. We're going to partner and see how best we can ensure that more young people are able to get in their spaces of leadership. The guys who have been watching us on YouTube, thank you so much for watching us. Your comments are also appreciated. Your feedback is also appreciated. The guys on Facebook as well. It's been a pleasure having you. And the callers as well who have called in this morning. I'm sorry I couldn't give a longer time for the bunge, but at least we've been able to pick your mind and we get a conversation together. Until tomorrow on Siasa Wednesday, this has been the State of the Nation, the 14th of September 2021. Imekuwa tarehe 14 mwaka mwezi wa 9 mwaka 2021. Hii ni Tackle na inaisha sasa hivi. I want to show the very best. Enjoy your day and see you again tomorrow. Bye bye. We love you.